A number of years ago, Brady Brady was introduced to the Canadian market around the year 2000. We sold something like 30,000 books in the first year of production. We were with a traditional publisher at the time, one of the biggest in Canada. About a year and a half into publication, our publisher filed for bankruptcy protection, so we were in a real quandary at the time. By the time all the legal stuff got sorted out, we decided that we weren't going to go the traditional route anymore with a traditional publisher and get ourselves into that kind of a mess. So what we opted to do was self-publish. I had a very good friend at Volumes Publishing. He approached me and said, you know, Chuck, we can actually reproduce what you've been doing for the last number of years. As opposed to doing offset printing, why don't you go the digital route? I actually wasn't that convinced. I had seen in the past digital printing, and coming from a traditional background in graphic design, I always thought offset is definitely the way to go. In fact, our books at that time had been produced offshore in China, and we were really quite happy with the quality. So I compared what he was offering and what we had done in the past. I looked at both and couldn't tell the difference. So for us, it was an absolute no-brainer. We were a small company, and what we needed to do was to continue production in a very cost-efficient way. It was, for us, the absolute answer at the time.
Publishers, illustrators, authors, our organization, Volumes, love the iGen because we can focus on more titles. By us focusing on more titles, we'll be able to get a lot more books into the market, and we don't have to worry about large runs. We can test the books, see if they're going to be okay in the marketplace, if they're a big seller. This gives a lot more flexibility to big publishers, small publishers, and the self-published authors. What's great about the iGen, the product coming off the iGen actually, is press quality. What's great for our organization is the book blocks are actually coming off collated. So it's eliminated a stage that we would have to do in the traditional route, which is going through a whole collation piece. The book blocks come off one book at a time, and from here the covers are sent to a one-sided lamination station. From here the book blocks are actually sent to a cutter sewing station, keep the integrity of the book as one, especially the children's series books. From here the book blocks are then sent to a perfect binding unit where they are bound, cut, and then ready for distribution. Volumes Publishing was a vision with the technology because it was forced us to open up another chain, which is the Volumes Publishing, where books on demand, basically what it is. And I centralized that because we needed to have the branding, the quality that the customers are after. Customers out in the marketplace right now want to get their book published, and they want to talk to somebody about that. And to talk to someone about it, they want to be able to walk into a facility, sit down, they have their dream, and their dream is to have their book in print. Because of the technology, Volumes grasped that idea of being able to produce full-color books, whether it's a children's series or one-color books off of Docutech. We're looking at making these dreams come true. You know, we used to produce one book a year in the traditional offset world. That's what we did. We were happy to produce one book. Now today, with the technology and with the demand that's out there because of this technology, we're producing easily 50 to 100 books a month. And these 50 to 100 books could be a one-off, could be all the way up to 5,000 to 10,000. Right now we currently start out with one Docutech to fill that demand. We have the 14 Docutechs right now. Because the Docutech can produce one book block at a time, the author doesn't have to have the big risk of producing 5,000 copies for that title. The iGen was a great addition to our organization. We were very successful with it today. We do a lot of short-run books, children's books on the system. That full color on demand is here today. It's always been here, but it's here today because the quality is there. And the quality is identical to the traditional look. So now the jobs and the potential is huge. The big thing is we can do a lot more because we're seeing our growth, not just a 5% increase. We're looking at 50% jumps in our business. Using Xerox as a partner in our organization is very valuable for us because they do come through with the new technology. They back the technology, which is very important, but they always come through both as a service level, but also as a sales force to make sure that we have the latest, the best, and the product that makes sense to our industry.